welcome, 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 Sacred Sovereign Soul. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Sacred Circle. Let's drop in with 3 cleansing breaths. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. First one. Second inhale. Exhale, let it all go. Third inhale. And exhale. Welcome, Sacred Sovereign Soul, to week 4 here in the Soul Sanctuary. We are tapping into the energy of fire, the energy of energy this week. And today is Tarot Tuesday. And today we're going to dive into Venus in Leo, which just shifted over in the last couple of days. And we are going to talk about the Uranus Neptune sextile. Why is this so bloody important? Okay, so Venus just entered Leo on August 25th, and it's going to be there for almost a month until September 19th. So a couple weeks. This Venus in Leo energy is coming in on a Libra moon while the moon is in Libra. And so the Venus in Leo energy ignites our heart space, inspires us to discover pleasure in our everyday life. It awakens our heart's radiance and that creative self-love. And as we are now in this Sun in Virgo energy, this embodied devotion in daily life is what's speaking the loudest. And as the moon moves through Libra and this Venus in Leo energy comes in there, there's all of a sudden this space that has been opened for harmony and balance in our relationship with self. And with the eclipse season that we're in, it's a deep embodiment of right relationship with self, allowing ourselves to experience pleasure as the amplifier of goodness in our everyday life. So there's this like shift in the collective of switching from deep emotional processing, deep feeling of pain, of struggle, to I can navigate the human experience with ease, with pleasure, with beauty, even what's difficult and challenging. So we are encouraged to shine in love when Venus goes into Leo. And I love this energy because it's like pride in self. Pride in self-expression, pride in sovereignty, that healthy pride that feeds confidence. And that Libra moon is that fair judge of honoring that inner dialogue from a place of care, from a place of gentleness. It's such a wonderful time to be reparenting and nurturing that inner child and the teenager. Because together, this energy of the Venus in Leo with the Libra moon in the Virgo season, within the eclipse season, is about restoring balance in how we give and receive energy in whatever form that energy presents. So this week, just a brief touch up on this. I'm going to dive into this more next week. But this is Saturn's last week retrograding in Aries. okay, before it shifts into Pisces, where the work deepens. And it's going to be shifting into Pisces next week through November. And I'll dive into the Saturn in Pisces energy next week. But this is the last week that we're having this force of energy to re examine our identity, our sense of leadership, our sense of self governance, the commitments we've made for our personal life, for our co creation with others. So, this week, as we are in this final intensity of reevaluation of self, what a perfect time for some of that recalibration to bring in more ease into your flow, into your routine. Where can you eliminate distractions? Where can you fine tune your habits and routines so you are efficiently using the same amount of time that we all get in a day? Now, I've talked about these big energies, and yet the biggest energy I wish to highlight today is the Uranus in Neptune sextile. Okay, the last time we had this kind of Uranus in Neptune sextile was in 1968. And in 1968, or around the 1960s rather, is when we were seeing the worldwide spread of peace movements, protests, revolutions, the awakening of the first wave with the use of conscious plant allies, and that rippling us into social and ideological change. And we are still seeing the ripple effects of the seeds that were planted in the 60s. So now we have this Uranus in Neptune sextile happening exact on August 28th, in 2 days, okay, from the recording of this video. Yet whenever you get this message, trust that it's perfect for you, because this energy is going to really carry us into and through 2027, okay? So on August 28th, Uranus is going to be at 1 degree Gemini, 1 degree 26 Gemini, and Neptune is going to be at 1 degree 26 Aries. Okay, now this alignment is like peak and exact on August 28th, right? But we're already feeling the influence and the buildup of this energy, and we're going to feel it again all the way through 2027. Now, what the hell does this mean, Lady Drasmine? Speak English. I'm getting there. Thank you for your patience. So, this is the first of 5 supportive sextiles that these 2 planets are going to form. And I will be talking about these other 4 as they come into alignment. The theme that is activated this week is global spiritual awakening to the law of one, to the truth that there is a singular oneness and there's a vast distortion of what that is. Okay. I mean, we are looking at the birth of visionary potential. We are looking at the launching of Earth's devotion aligning with cosmic creativity. We are looking at this incredible alignment of innovation, which comes in with that Uranus energy, freedom, awakening, rebellion, stepping out of the box, free thinking, and Neptune, which is our dreams, our subconscious, our intuition. And so together we are tuning mind and soul in the present moment to get a glimpse of what else is possible. The invitation is to look at, where am I ready to imagine bigger? What needs grounding to become real? Where am I being asked to upgrade the vision that I have already been walking on? And how can I weave more pleasure into all of that with this Venus and Leo energy? So this is a shift that's going to be at a generational, multidimensional scale. It's going to take several years to recalibrate, 2 years, okay? But it's going to be felt very deeply as heightened intuition, emotional awareness, imagination just sparking off. And so your level of receptivity is going to depend on how grounded you are in the physical body. And this is what the Soul Sanctuary Circle is about. It is about recalibrating mind, heart, body energy with the singular truth of oneness in your divine expression through the human being experience. And later this week, I'm going to talk a little bit about energy management. So I invite you to set the calendar and mark your alarms to come in at 1 p.m. on Wednesday to learn about how you can direct your fire, the rage, the anger, the energy that is just arising in the collective. Like, the law of energy is that it cannot be created or destroyed. It can only be transformed. And so how can you harness this energy that you are feeling as you are rising in your awareness and sensitivity to actualize your dreams while the earth is recalibrating to the higher vision and centuries of distortion, conditioning, programming is being stripped away? This is just the beginning of the physical mama manifestation of inner soul work that has been happening for years, decades. I mean, the seed was planted in the 60s, and before that it came in the 1800s. Okay, so think about how rare this conjunction is. Okay, this is like global transformation time, baby. This is no more running away from responsibility. You know, this is the true collapse of the matrix bondage systems that distracts the majority of the population from harnessing true soul power because it's being siphoned. And so big breakthroughs are coming through, big aha moments. Okay, I had a huge aha moment last week where I thought I was going in this trajectory, and this has been very clear for years, for 20 years. And then all of a sudden, boom, all of a sudden I'm literally going this way in a blink of an eye. And so that's how it's going to feel for you internally. It's going to feel like, holy shit. Yet how may not be so clear because there's still a lot that's shifting and recalibrating, and there's still energies coming in. And the reason why these energies come in over a period of time is to honor that we have a nervous system that is highly sensitive, and to give us the grace to experience the spectrum of being in the earth plane. Big energy. And I have been in deep priestess circle for a few years now. We have been working with a lot of different cosmic quantum energies, and let me just say, like, the priests and priestesses that I've been dream weaving with for the last 7 years, we are fucking ecstatic to have arrived at this point where now the rest of the world starts to finally catch the fuck up. And there are people who have been doing this work way longer than me, so deep bow to those of you who've been going around for decades. doing the sacred soul work and tending the soil of the soul and anchoring prayers and light beacons around the world. Like, this is the metamorphosis of Mama Earth that we are in right now. We are in her metamorphosis. We are going into this cocoon phase where, like, we're all in this together and we're all going through transformation. And the level of your evolution and the upgrade that you are receiving at this time that will continue unfolding over the next 2 years is vastly dependent on where you are in your personal journey of soul evolution. So if you're just starting out, you've got a little ways to go. And yet you are perfectly on time. So I invite you to discard at the door any notions that you are late, that you are behind. We all have a very specific assignment. We all have a contract, and some of us have been sent earlier to pave the path, and others are here now, and others will come later to continue anchoring and nurturing and growing the new now earth timeline that is starting to reveal itself. And yet we are in the earth school experience, so we can't just like disconnect from it. I mean, you can, but that's not really an option anymore when it's just hitting so close to home. So let's pull some tarot and see if there's any other messages that want to come through around this rare frequency that's coming in. Okay. And also the other thing I want to share about the Uranus and Gemini, okay, like Gemini is the sign of the twins. Gemini is the sign of duality. So collective integration of the shadow is going to be the work over the next couple of years. We can no longer bypass the very real 3D level that needs to be looked at, harmonized, integrated, embodied, and then dissolved before you can continue into the other levels. Okay, and you're going to continue going through different initiations, right? And it might feel really intense, and it might feel like you haven't made any progress. Yet, my darling, you are unlearning centuries of programming. The distortion in the DNA coding of humanity has been going on for hundreds and thousands of years. Okay? So this is not going to just happen overnight. Yet you are going to feel that energetic shift instantaneously, because that is how it works. We just, in a breath, abracadabra, I speak and I create, and then I have to follow through. That's what this Virgo energy is coming in. It's like, how do you follow through to actually create what you spoke into? Oh shit, you spoke into that 10,000 years ago. Well, now it's time for you to complete that contract. Honor it. Thrive in it. Write a new story for yourself, for your generations. Live your best life yet. I love Venus and Leo energy. Live your best life yet. Yes, you're going through this shit storm, but damn, you can do it looking good and smelling good and feeling like you're held in something cozy. because it might not be feeling so good. So let's get another card for a collective summation, shall we say. Let's get a collective summation for the Venus and Leo energy. What part of radiant soul self wants to be expressed most right now? Number 20, judgment. Okay. Oh, I see. Okay. What's being asked is stop judging yourself. There's that Uranus and Gemini energy. Stop judging and demonizing the shadow, the disabilities, the challenges, the differences. We're all fucking different. We're all individuals. There's no standard. There's no sameness. There's a oneness. There's no sameness. Those are two very different words. And so the judgment is coming out to say, like, your voice, expressing your truth is what is needed most right now. It is okay to take up space. It is okay to desire. It is okay to have needs. It is okay to have boundaries. It is okay to say no. It is okay to say yes. It is okay to say enough. It is okay to say I want more. And it is okay to experience all of that at the exact same time. Okay? Usually the judgment that we perceive others have for us is actually a reflection of the judgment that we have within ourselves. Okay? Fear has many faces, and fear shows up as envy, jealousy, addiction, overworking, disassociation, distraction, denial, disease, dysfunction, deluding yourself, delirium. Okay, it's all different faces of fear, because the ultimate root of all of these lower density emotions is the fear of facing self, of facing accountability, of facing responsibility, of recognizing that you are indeed the author and the creator of your own story, that you actually have a whole lot of power, but you don't really control fucking anything outside of yourself. Where are the judgments arising within you, about you, and are those even your voices? Where are the judgments arising within you about the world around you, and is that even your voice? Or is that inherited? Is that subconsciously been downloaded without your consent? Because yes, there is consent that is heart-led and heart-centered, yet if your heart center is not anchored into your sovereign soul truth, you're not in true consent. You're still plugged into someone else's program. Venus and Leo, judgment. Okay, now let's look at the Uranus and Neptune sextile, okay? The Uranus and Neptune sextile. What is the new insight emerging and guiding soul now? The Magician. You are the creator and author of your own story. This is just like summarizing, which I did ask the cards, give me a summation card for these messages. This is what the Uranus and Neptune sextile energy is about. It's about recognizing that you are light and shadow, that you are the I am, that you are creation and destruction, that what you desire you can create, and yet this creation is in interdependent co-creation with the sovereigns that we co-create and occupy and share this earth human experience with. And so we must learn how to reconcile communication within ourselves so that we can learn how to communicate with others. And that takes practice. That takes work. That takes time. Like, think about babies when they're born, right? They don't come out, you know, dropping rap melodies. I mean, yeah, we got baby geniuses that come through every once in a while, right? But for the most part, like, we all have to learn an alphabet. We all have to learn how to walk, how to talk, how to eat, how to wipe our own butts. Okay, like, so think about every time you go through an evolution, every time you go through an upgrade, you are like a baby again, but you're now in an adult body. So it's like holding grace. There's that duality piece of I am an infant and I am also a wise soul. This past week, I finally was able to anchor in my third Kundalini awakening. I've had 3 Kundalini awakenings in the last 7 years. And they're really, really intense. And what each Kundalini awakening does, it strips down Kundalini awakening is the resurrection of soul fire. And what, like, there's a lot to go into that. But what it does is, the first Kundalini awakening is to help you break you out of the 3D ego matrix. Once you integrate that, then you are still in your 3D body, but you're not attached to it. You recognize that you are just in a temporary vessel. Then you go into the 5D and you have your second Kundalini awakening, which is breaking the ego of spiritual attachment, thinking that that's all there is. And then you continue ascending higher until the ego is completely annihilated and you are living current light source energy, which I'm not fully there yet. I am not an ascended master, y'all. Yet I do channel the ascended masters and their wisdoms. Thank you. I'm not young in the Earth School experience, yet I am young in this current timeline of experience. I have many years to go. And so this Uranus, Gemini, Neptune, Aries sextile is asking you to write a brand new story. For you. Not for anyone else. For you. And from what you desire, how do you co-create with others? You are not making decisions based on someone else's needs and wants. Yes, it's nice to take consideration. And if you're in partnership, yes, you have to consider your partner, because that's what partnership is. You are co-creating life together. So, each other's decisions affect each other. But this is about you discovering your sovereign voice, independent of your ancestors, independent of your caste, your skin color, how much money you have in the bank. None of that shit matters. What is the imprint that your energetic frequency leaves behind in the new now earth that is going through its cocooning, through its deep melting in the cocoon phase? And let's ask a question about the Virgo energy. How can we ground this clarity, this awareness in the here now? 3 of Cups. Cooperative, co-creative, collaborative, interdependent, communication, creation, collaboration, celebrating each other. Someone in your life, mama manifests something that you've been dreaming of, celebrate for them. They were ready to receive it. You were not, or there's something bigger for you. It doesn't matter. Just celebrate that we all get to actualize our dreams. And the timing of it might not make any fucking sense, and that's okay. You can still choose to have love and appreciation and celebrate. This is one of the big wounds that the collective is healing right now, is the wound of separation, of false ownership. The land belongs to no one. We are here as temporary stewards. So the 3 of Cups is saying that you can truly ground in the sacred witness of trustworthy allies and friends, partners, lovers, who is your inner circle right now, and hold them close, because that's really going to help you while the debris is shifting around you and in the global stage. And because we started, we ignited into this Venus and Leo energy and are going into this Uranus, Neptune sextile energy from the balance point of the Libra moon, how to restore harmony in relationships. Let go of the old ways of engaging. The old ways of engaging relationships is just not going to work. It's been tried, it's been done, and what has it served us? Like, hello, clearly not. This is why we're going through a global transformation right now, people. Okay? So, if you're expecting relationships to grow from the same mindset of the old timeline, that's going to backfire real fucking quick, like, on you. And you're going to notice it because you're going to feel the dissonance within yourself, because as within, so without. It's going to naturally repel balance and harmony in your life if you don't allow the complete annihilation of your old way of thinking and engaging. And that's not to throw the baby out with the bathwater and say, well, I'm not going to use any of those tools. No, okay, like, take what did work, okay, take what did bring peace and joy. 9 of Cups at the bottom of the deck. There's a lot of good in the past. There's a lot that we have learned from our past experiences, from our failures, from our successes. So take that, but let go of the things that didn't work. Stupidity is doing the same thing again and again and again and expecting different results. So stop being on the stupidity train and stop doing the same things over and over again that haven't worked. Like, hello, we're in Neptune and Aries here. We're in a new way of discovering personal imagination. We're in a new place of discovering how to be innovative for ourselves. We are in a new place of discovering depths of our fucking practical genius. Okay? Like, let go of I can't and anchor in how can this get better? What else can go right? What else can go right? I have been shifting that framework within myself and for the collective for like over a year now. Instead of what else can go wrong, what else can go right? Shit's falling apart, what else can go right? Something just broke, what else can go right? The pain body is like acting up and I just gotta lay in bed for a few hours today, what else can go right? This is how we harmonize our duality, by seeing that there's no right or wrong. There's simply choice and consequence. And that's what the Judgment card is about making those choices and accepting the consequences, which you may have an idea about, you may not, right? But if you do things from a place of sovereignty, if you do from a place of like celebrating self and celebrating those around you, if you do from a place of just letting go of what hasn't fucking worked, okay, stop holding on to your defensiveness, stop holding on to the ego, stop holding on to the way society has told you how to talk to a boy or a girl or a man or a woman or a dog or whatever, it doesn't matter, right? Like the old ways of engaging is not going to fly anymore. You know, that's that, again, bringing a little bit of that Saturn and Aries energy in, okay? That's what that re-examination of identity is about. And next week, we're going to go back, we're going to talk deeper about how that starts to deepen in our body, in our spiritual, mental, physical, and emotional regulation and integration when Saturn goes back into Pisces. So let's seal this reading with one final message from the tarot. Any final messages for the collective to receive this energy with sweetness and grace and depth of understanding? 10 of Swords. Can you please trust that the worst is behind you? You know what? Let's do this exercise together right now. We're all going to do this exercise. We're going to get a piece of paper and we're going to get a pen and we're going to write, the worst is behind me. Okay? We're doing this together. Okay? And I'm adding an aho there because that's my prayer seal. Okay? We're going to write this. The worst. I'm doing it a second time to really write this in there, because first we speak, then we write, and then we take aligned action. Okay, the worst is behind me. Aho. Okay? And you're going to take this piece of paper and you're going to put it somewhere you see every day. I'm going to put it right here on my mirror. I have a mirror in front of my desk and it's right there. So every time I look up, that's my reminder. This is the collective shift that is needed. Stop waiting for the fucking shoe to drop. Stop thinking that there's going to be poverty, famine, disease, plague, all of those old karmic loops. Stop hoarding your food and your craft supplies and your treasures and your money and your feelings and your desires and your needs. Stop hoarding all of it. Okay, stop perpetuating that timeline of I need to preserve this for a rainy day, because that is collectively keeping us stuck and trapped in the suffering distortion loop. The worst is behind me. Aho. The worst is behind me. Aho. The worst is behind me. Aho. Let that be your chant moving forward. And then the affirmation that I shared yesterday on the Monday post, which you can also add after affirming this 3 to 333 times, however much you need, is I channel my fire and manage my energy as sacred fuel for soul-led action. We're going to dive deeper into energy management later this week, and we're going to talk about how to channel all that energy of those voices into something that's actually more productive, and supportive and nurturing and pleasureful for you, because hey, we're here to really like enjoy being in this human experience. Okay, and those old timelines are over, so the worst is behind me. Aho. And that is Knight of Cups at the bottom of the deck. The worst is behind me, go give yourself some lovins. The worst is behind me, go give yourself some lovins. The worst is behind me, little hug. The worst is behind me, yes it is. The worst is behind me, what else can go right? The worst is behind me, show me universe how good it gets. And you just keep repatterning and repatterning and rewriting and retelling yourself until it starts to become belief, and your belief fuels your aligned action, and your aligned action then becomes habit, and then your habit becomes your embodiment, and then your embodiment is just your natural essence of being. So those are all the messages that I have today for the collective, for this incredibly rare, powerful sextile that's igniting a 2-year catalyst for our highest timeline. Let's drop in with 3 cleansing breaths to seal all of this, knowing that you can come back and replay this video at any time, knowing that the messages have been received by your subconscious and will continue translating themselves through your lens, so that you can deeper receive the messages and know from your intuitive depths the aligned action to take in your everyday life. My readings and my channelings are more than tarot readings. I also bring soul activations through my voice and cellular recalibrations. So when you are here in circle with me, you are not just listening to me speak. Your energy is also recalibrating to the higher frequency that I am tapped into, that you are receptive to, that you have consented to receive, because your soul is always in service to your highest evolution, even if in the physical reality it may not appear as so. So, deep breath, inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale. Last one, inhale and exhale. Beautiful. Let's see who's here today. Beloved, thank you for being here. Sends love. Glad these messages are resonating with you. If this is your first time here, thank you so much for coming in and sticking with me through the end. So lovely to have you join us. Welcome to all the new subscribers that have joined the YouTube platform lately. I'm so grateful to have you here to share circle with y'all today. For those of you who are returning, welcome back. Welcome back. Thank you everyone for your likes, your comments, your shares, your subscribes, your personal emails. I deeply appreciate you sharing your time and your attention with me. I would love to know, what were some key takeaways from today's tarot reading? Drop it down in the comments down below. What there was an aha moment for you, and any other insights that you would like to share with me. Gentle reminder for Soul Sanctuary later this week. Wisdom Wednesday, we're going to talk about energy management. Thursday is our breakthrough and accountability session. This is where we get to really dive into our breakthroughs. We talk about personal and professional goals and look at action steps, see where we're at, right? And then Friday will be our soft integration and wins circle. So that's at 11 o'clock on Friday. So all the details for this are on my Facebook page, Jasmine Integrative Alchemy. Also, I make the same posts on Facebook as I do on YouTube, so the two different audiences can have access to the same information at all times. And I've got some really exciting announcements coming up in the next few weeks. I've been working on a project. This is my first kind of this kind of creation, and it's going to be the first of many. And I just met with the collaborator earlier this rising, and I'm just like so excited. It's going to come out on my solar return in 3 weeks, so I'll be doing an announcement of that soon. I just got to get some things behind the scenes figured out. But yeah, I'm so excited to be in this collective shift anchoring the new now Earth timeline, because we are so ready to thrive in our radiant sovereign expression. Until we meet again, take care of your beautiful selves. Bye for now.